got Steve on the line. Blackpowder Terriers. Man, it's been a while, but I'm glad to have you back on, man. And tell the people about what's going on. How's that litter?
Oh, they're doing wonderful. They're good. 2 months now. Coming along good, nice and healthy. Nice, good attitudes and everything.
Right. And you're still in them woods daily, huh?
Yeah. I'm a little slow now. I just got traps out and stuff like that for working them and stuff like that. Been real busy trying to get the homestead started and stuff like that. Back and forth to the country.
I gotcha.
Cutting stuff down and everything like that.
Nice. That's my long-term goal, man. I'd love to have a homestead.
Absolutely. It's a lot of work, I tell you that, especially when you got it raw.
For the people listening, who's that in the back?
That's Brutus. That's the father of the Patterdales, of my Blackpowder Terriers.
Okay. So that's a pit bull terrier.
Yeah, he's pit bull.
So,
St. Benedict bloodline.
Say it again?
St. Benedict's bloodline.
All right, so when you're out hunting with your terriers, you bring him along with you?
No, they don't get along.
Okay.
He gets along with my female, the one that he bred with. That's about it. The other males, he doesn't get along with them.
I gotcha. What have you been doing as far as testing?
Just trapping and using the trapped animals as my test animals. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I haven't been able to get out too much lately, because I'm by myself right now. My brother's up north, but and I don't trust these. My dog don't really like too many other people.
I gotcha. He's definitely vocal.
Very, because I'm not next to him. He's around a lot of different people. He sees me over here with them.
Right. So, you mentioned before that your pit bull terrier is definitely animal aggressive, but also human aggressive to an extent.
Absolutely. He has about 3 or 4 men bites under his belt.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little more about that. What happened?
Twice somebody walked up on me thinking that the dog was a friendly dog. Can I pet your dog? Can I pet your dog? No. One time we were sitting in the car. Somebody seen his head hanging out the window, decided to pet him. That was bad for them. And the third time, one of my neighbors didn't see my door open and walked up to the house.
Well, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right?
You already know.
I'm really looking forward to see how these guys come out.
Absolutely. I was just playing with them with the fur. They get wild, man. They get wild. They get wild on that. They'll play with it a little bit, and then as soon as they see the other one, they want to, it's always, gladiator school.
So would you say, do you see more pit bull in the puppies or more Patterdale?
Well, I see. If I say that they have the block heads like the pit bull, but their stature, I'm not sure. We got to see more of that. I want to see more of that. There's a couple of big ones. There's a couple of runts and stuff like that, but I'm not. It's a blend of both. It's a blend of both.
Right.
But they have those blocky heads and those muzzles like the pit bull does. Definitely.
And have you selected keepers?
Yeah, well, my keepers are going to select the people who I'm going to definitely breed with. I probably keep one female, but everybody else is going to people. Well, the ones that I really want to breed, the ones that I think have the best stature, they're going to go to somebody that they're down with the breeding program.
Okay. And what's the plan for the future? What do you think the next breeding is going to be?
The next breeding on them?
Yeah.
On these or my Patterdales?
No, on the black powders.
On the Blackpowder, I'm probably going to bring. Might even bring brother to sister, but I might bring. According to how the statue comes out, I may bring brother to sister, or I might bring it back around to father daughter.
Okay. So the end result there would be 75 pit bull, 25 Patterdale.
Yes.
That'll be a wild ass dog.
Yeah, I want that stature. We was aiming for when we first started, getting into it. We was aiming for looking at trying to bring back Northumberland pit terriers. They're extinct now, but we were looking up what they're made up of and everything like that, and we were trying to, reproduce that, recreate that.
Okay, that's you said Northumberland pit terrier?
Yeah, Northumberland pit terrier. They're basically a tunneling dog, but they used to go down in the tunnels up in northern England and stuff like that, like to clear out the vagrant vermin that moved in. So if there were rats in the tunnels, these are, coal mines and stuff like that. That's why it's called a pit terrier, because it's not for the pit, like fighting pit. It's for they call them pits instead of mines. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they send the dog down in there and get rid of the rats, the badgers if they moved in, the fox if they moved in, or wherever have you moved in there.
Yeah, it says it went extinct in 1955.
Yeah.
So not so long ago.
Not so long ago.
I'm trying to see if I can find some actual photos of them, if anybody has any.
I've been finding. I found a couple photos on Pinterest.
Okay. Give that a look. Yeah, that's.
A lot of times, if you pull it up, it's going to probably bring you back to a pit. I mean, to a Patterdale.
Yeah, I see a lot of that. I'll have to have you send them to me. I can't find any, but
there's only 2 or 3 pictures on there.
Okay, yeah. So went extinct 1955. Was that also pit bull to Patterdale?
Well, it was Staffordshire Patterdale.
Okay.
So, in the same relativity family.
Gotcha. That's interesting. Never heard of that one. I was thinking about doing something about some of the extinct breeds, like the Blue Paw Terrier as well.
Blue Paw, yeah. I would love to do Blue Paw. Have you ever heard of Red Smut?
No.
Yeah, Red Smut. I was looking at Red Smuts are they're basically bull and terrier, so they're it's basically a first generation of a bull terrier.
But how do you spell that?
Redsmut.
Oh, okay. They do, yeah. They definitely look like bull terriers.
But they're smaller, almost like the miniature bull terriers.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I've never heard of that one either.
Yeah, I'm looking. I want something that's going to be able to withstand those coyotes and larger above ground, even though underground too. Also, you know what I mean. But there's a lot of coyotes and there's some big coons down here. You heard me? Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the size of pit bulls. Not as tall, but they got that beef. I don't know if one of my Patterdales will be able to handle that. I let them go in packs anyways. I never let them go one-on-one.
Right.
Absolutely not. I want them to have the advantage.
You're still feeding raw, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we talked about it before, but reiterate a little bit. Walk the people through how you feed raw. What is the makeup of it?
The makeup of it is It's basically all fat and protein because they work hard. So they're gonna burn off everything else, but it's a high protein chicken or beef, most likely chicken and beef, maybe even some pork in there, and then bone meal, bone broth. Their vegetables, which I do microgreens, I do sea kelp and stuff like that, and then I do also the organ meat also. So for the organ meat, I'm putting in chicken hearts, chicken livers, maybe some beef liver. So they're getting a variety of every meal. We're getting a variety of every meat there is.
I gotcha. So when it comes to pork, do you cook that or no?
No.
No. There's been a couple people that say the pork is questionable, but hell, if the proof is in the results,
No, I've
right?
never cooked pork. They run through at least a half a wild boar, and the rest of it is, I buy pigs out the supermarket. They run through that their whole life. They've been eating raw pork, pig feet, neck bones, ribs, everything. Sometimes the whole hog, all the way down to the skull, the teeth, and everything. They chop it up, give it to them, they eat it. Never had a problem.
Right. Now, when it comes to the bone broth, do you get it in powder form or liquid? Is it store bought?
No, I make it myself. I just made a part of it, just a big, huge part of it. I make it myself. Beef bones, usually beef bones, some chicken bones. Hard to get pork bones, but they eat them all. You know what I mean? They eat all the bone. I just crush it for the little dogs, and then for the big dog, they just eat it how it is.
Right.
Yeah, they eat the pig feet and everything, the whole shank, everything. They eat them.
Gotcha. Are you using any kind of supplements?
Well, I do the bee pollen and stuff like that. I do bee pollen. I do the manuka honey, things like that. But I'm not too big on supplements. Anything else?
Right. I've heard a few people say they'd much rather raise the lower bar, let it be just naturally what it is.
Yeah, naturally what it is. For the enzymes in their stomach and all that good stuff, I give them the bee pollen and I give them the manuka honey, so keeps their belly right. Nice antibiotics in there.
Right, he's pissed.
He sees the other dog down there.
My dogs are like, what the fuck is that? Well, so what's the goal weight for the Blackpowder Terrier? What your end result weight? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at 25, 30 pounds. If they get a little bit bigger than that, 35, cool, but I'm looking at 25, 30 pounds for them.
Okay.
With a nice bull stature, Patterdale attitude. You know what I mean?
And I think we talked about this before. I think that's going to be a good option in the future for people who want a protective dog, but in a small package because they live in an apartment with a weight limit or whatever. They could easily say, well, it's just a terrier mix and it's 35 pounds, and I'm sure they'll get the go ahead.
Well, apartments with these guys, I don't know. They tear shit up.
Right, yeah, that's a factor.
My Patterdales can't have anything. The trays, I give them new trays every once a month, and the trays just get eaten, torn up. They're sleeping on, right now, 2 or 3 of them are sleeping on concrete because within the last week they tore up the last little piece of their tray. You know what I mean? I gave them yoga mats to sleep on. Those are torn up and they're shitting it out the next day, So it's hard to find something that they don't tear up. Well, they like the hay though, but they eat the hay and then they get clogged up with it in there, and coming out their butt.
Right. I saw at Tractor Supply, they got these really thick, heavy duty like rubber mats that I would imagine, I don't even think a pit bull would be able to fuck them up as long as they can't get to the edges or corners of them.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to try it.
Yeah, they're kind of pricey, but I think they'd be worth it, especially in a kennel setup.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy that works there just randomly showed them to me when I was getting my last kennel. I was thinking about what to do for the ground because I was going to get those dig-proof bars to go on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he pointed me in that direction. I never ended up actually getting anything for the ground because they didn't really dig much. I lucked out on that, but yeah, he pointed me in that direction. They were like an inch thick, really thick rubber, and they're black, and they were in like 4x5 or 3x5 sections or something like that. And it didn't seem like the type of material that a dog, well, especially a pit bull or a Patterdale, it didn't seem like something that they'd be able to tear up. Unless maybe they got a hold of a corner.
I saw some old school pictures of guys that used to make their own kennels and stuff back in the day, and they would strip the sidewalls off the tire, open the tire up flat, and nail them down like plank wood. Screw them down like plank wood, and that would be the floor of their kennel. And I was thinking about something like that. I like that rustic too,
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I was I can't remember who it was. I was talking to somebody else about an idea I had of taking like a dirt bike tire and one that's non-threaded, obviously, and making a bite sleeve out of it.
Yeah, I had an idea to do that with there's a place out here that sells old fire hose. They have tons of old fire hose, and I was thinking about making some bite sleeves and some chew toys and stuff out of that.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
That stuff is tough. They probably end up tearing it up anyway. You know how they get it down and they do their thing. But
yeah, I got this this Kong tug toy, and my dumb ass is thinking, yeah, it's perfect. It'll work just fine. And within half a day, they tore through it.
Man, these dogs tear up anything. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
I left my female in the room when she was in heat. I left her in the back room, and I came back and my windowsill was just eating down to the wall. Oh no! Eating down to the wall. So we replaced it. So I put a cage around the whole inside of the room so she can't get to anything. So she ripped up the rug. So I put a wood floor down, and now she's had nothing to tear up.
The lengths we go to.
I know. It's like a mini jail in there. When you walk in the room, only thing that's not gated up with metal is the door.
Dude, I shit you not. This girl Millie that I had, I left her with my ex. She's a good dog and everything, but no matter what crate I had her in, she'd find a way to break out. To the point where we had to use those little carabiner clips. Yeah. I had to use 6 of them to just lock the door to keep her in there. One on the top and bottom, 3 on the actual side of the panel that locks into place so the door can't open. And then in the corners, she was starting to try to bend out the corners, so I had to put a few more there. It was insane.
Let me tell you about these Patterdales. They're pretty smart. You know the black metal cages that you buy at any, pet supply store? Yeah. They'll bite them, and they'll bring them together. So they'll bring 2 together and pop. One of them will pop, and they'll keep doing that and slide out between them. All my cages are done like that.
Fucking hell.
I had to go. I bought about 20 packs of zip ties. 20 packs of zip ties and just zip tied everything. So even like when I leave the house so they don't get out and fight each other, I'll zip tie them in, and I just come back and cut them off. You know what I mean?
That's another expense, huh?
Man, stop. I'm telling you, my brother says, man, the dogs eat better than you. The dogs live better than you. They eating beef, pork, chicken, bone marrow, brown rice and everything like that. And I'm eating hot dogs and chili on it,
Yeah. Even like, that's another thing. Even when it comes down to like expensive kibble, a lot of that is more balanced than the food we eat as humans. So what else is new, man? Any new ideas?
Nothing new. Just right now I'm getting into the hog business.
Yeah.
Out there on the land, we have some hogs out there, so I'm getting my trapping, my transport license and stuff like that. I'm start trying to bring these hogs to market, make some money on that.
Is there a lot of money in that?
Yes. If you get the right credentials, you can get USDA stamps on those hogs, and you can get them. You can get them in specialty shops, and you also have the ability to go to auctions and stuff like that, animal auctions, and auction them off to dog food companies or to people who are gonna snip them and use them as hunting, things like that.
Mm. Yeah, was talking to the guy at Sam at Diamond Grit, Connie Corso, and he was talking about he invited me to come down to Florida to test Reaper and Zuma, which I want to do, but Reaper's only 9 months, so I'm gonna wait till he's about 18 months and see if he's got it in him,
Yeah, well, with them, you got to get a young hog. Don't get a seasoned.
Yeah.
Don't let them go in there with a seasoned vet. They get big and they're tough. How big are they in their weight? About what? 100 pounds?
No. Zuma, the mama, she's like 65 pounds, and the son, hell, he's like twice her height already at 9 months. So he's gonna be a bigger dog. But no, Sam was talking about taking it slow. There's a process to it, I guess, but I don't know much about it. My thing is, like, with a dog being a 15-year commitment, I don't want to waste any time. So if it's like, that's the big test for him, I guess. And
you have cut vests and everything?
No, I guess he's got all that shit.
Yeah.
He's got a contract.
I invest in a couple myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got I guess he's contracted, I guess, to hog hunt. So he's been doing it a long time. But I was pretty taken back that he, is building a line of Corsos to do it, which I've never heard of, but it's pretty successful.
Yeah, I've never heard of Corso doing it either, but I imagine they would. You know what I mean?
Right. If they got the right drive.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say the Corsos are they don't have they lack that go sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes they cur out.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. If you have a hard dog and you train them hard, they should do what you want them to do.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much what his whole program is based on. It was a good conversation. The guy was very knowledgeable, and I'm definitely going to take him up on the offer because
I definitely want to see it too. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to because before I go any further with this whole thing, I want to make sure at least Reaper possesses what I need him to have. Like I said, I'm not going to have a dog that runs and hides when somebody kicks in my door.
No, absolutely not.
So if he won't hit a hog, I know he won't hit a man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's true. That's 100%. Like if these dudes don't hit raccoons and stuff like that, they go right in.
Right.
I mean, go right in. My Patterdales, my pit bulls, anything that's from man down to animal, whatever it is, they're on it. They chase the lizards, they chase the fucking toads, they chase the rabbits. I'm not unsure. I'm kind of unsure about the armadillos because I heard they have leprosy, but I heard that's a myth also. So I definitely let them just go on stuff. You know what I mean? Especially when we out there on our own land, I let them do whatever they want to do. I keep them away from the snakes. Got to watch out for a lot of bees, a lot of ground dwelling bees out here. You know, so.
Really? See, I never heard of that.
Oh yeah, they're in the ground. Big boys too.
Wow.
Big boys too.
Hey.
Some people say they're not aggressive, but I've gone out in the yard and seen them swatting and rolling around in the ground, and you know, having a bad day. I had to bring them back in. I had to put down some pesticide out there for the bees.
Right.
Go outside and there's a million holes out there. I'm like, what are these holes? What are these holes? And the bees are coming in and out of them, in and out of them.
Wow. I know here in the South, snakes are a problem.
Yeah, I gotta watch out for them too. I'm using rat traps right now. Just 50 million rat traps out there. 50 million rat traps out there, taxing them, all types of stuff. They have the snake away stuff that you buy at Tractor Supply. I put some of that down. But, you know, sometimes dogs are stupid and they get to it and they'll try to smell and lick. I had one of these assholes rip open a box of borax a couple of weeks ago. He's all right, but you never know with these guys.
Right.
They get into everything.
What kind of snakes do you come across in your area?
Oh, we came across, I haven't come across any rattlers, but what are those little ones there?
Black moccasin?
Well, those are all over the place. Whenever the water comes up, because there's a creek behind us, so whenever the water comes up, those are all over the place. I have to literally go outside and walk around with my rake or my hoe to make sure there's nothing in the grass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go out there every morning. Before they go out, I take a walk through the yard. I bash them in the head. I stick the rake through them, chop them up with the hoe. You know what I mean? Sometimes I put the weed whacker on them, you know.
Right. Man, so that's a full-time job.
Man, listen, man, I'm up at like 6:45 every morning. And if I choose to stay out late and party, you know, the moonshine and how we doing right now, they putting the pan on the grill over here, on the fire, about to fry up some burgers and stuff. Might be out here till 11, 12 o'clock at night, man. I get in the house, I got to wake up at 6:45. Right now, there's 16 dogs in the house, you know, 7 puppies and 9 of my kennels. So the older pups, they're not fully trained, so they still pooping in the cage. If I don't get up early enough to get them out in the yard before they take that first, you know, dump and piss, I got to clean up those 3, and then I got to clean up, you know, with the pen for the new pups that came, the Blackpowder Terriers.
Oh, you got some Patterdale pups too?
Yeah, I have Patterdale pups. They off of Middleton line. I have that. I'm keeping the Middleton line. I like those dogs.
Right.
They're bigger. They're what they would call the fell Lakeland Terriers. They're bigger than the little pinchy half Chihuahua Patterdales that everybody's putting out there.
Right.
I want them bigger anyway because I dig for them anyways. If we find something in the ground, I don't let them just dig it up. I go in with the shovel and make it bigger and stuff like that, you know. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I dig with them. I work with them.
Man, the concept of this is so interesting, and I've always been a fan of packing as much punch in a smaller package.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really interested to see what this comes out as, especially if you take a daughter back to the father. That should be. That was me and my brothers talked about that. That was the number one thing we said we were going to do to get them in and start breeding them true and stuff like that. We're going to bring daughter back to father, and then we're going to run the line down off of those. After the daughter father, we'll probably keep that whole litter and run the whole line down off of them. Right.
You know, outcross here and there, you know.
The real pocket pit bull.
Yeah, that's what they call them, pitter pad, pocket pit bull, stuff like that. There's only one other guy. I see he's really taking. He's going real good with his breeding. It's I forget his name. I've been watching him, keeping an eye on his stuff, seeing what he's doing. He has a real good program going with the cross.
And at some point, you might be able to get a dog from him for your outcross.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that would.
I haven't contacted him yet, but I'm definitely gonna. I'm definitely, about to contact him. These guys are gonna be growing up real soon, so.
Yeah, that would.
Another breeding gonna be, in a year and a half in the works. I let them go through the first, heat before I, let them do anything else.
Yeah, that would spread out your gene pool nicely too.
Yeah, it would, absolutely.
So here's a question for you. There's a big debate on, some people skip heats, but then some people argue that, after, of course you skip the first heat, but after that, some people argue that they don't skip any heats. They breed them back to back because that's the way it would be done in nature. What's your take on that?
Well, it would be done in nature like that, but if the dog is a working dog, like these dogs, my dogs work, my females work. They're not just, in the cage, you know what I mean, and just getting bred. They're out working. They have a lot of, mending to do after, going out. We go out and we get 2-3 raccoons, and they go and eat a week later, 2 weeks later, hell no, I'm not breeding them.
Right.
I gotta let them heal up, They just got, puncture wounds and stuff like that. It's not like they don't get hurt. You know what I mean? Those raccoons got nails, they got teeth, they fighting for their life. You know what I mean? So if your dog gets into it with and then goes in the heat and you breed them, you're gonna have a stressed dog. You may have, miscarriages and all kinds of stuff. Might be diseases that the raccoon had that they transfer to the dog and it transfers to the pups. You never know,
That's true. Okay.
But I did a back-to-back breeding with my Patterdale. She had her pups, and then I bred her with Brutus here. And that was back-to-back. But she'll probably have one more litter, if that,
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably give her one more litter because this is going to be her. This is her third litter, so I'm going to give her the fourth litter, and then I'm going to, retire her. She bangs hard. She goes hard. Very good dog. I don't want to lose her. She's my breeding stock, so I'm probably just gonna, she's a family member now, you know what I mean? So I'm probably gonna retire her and let her lay up on the couch with my mama or something.
Right, there you go. Yeah, it's funny, Zuma, my blue bitch, I said as long as she passed, the courage test, obviously, I still don't plan on breeding her again. As long as she's able to do her job, she's just going to be my house pet. I just love her as a dog, And I've said this recently a few times. I think a lot of people miss that in the dog game. They think dollar signs and status symbol, but a lot of people forget, just to enjoy the dog.
Yeah, they do. I enjoy all my dogs, man. Yeah. I take them out one by one. They be jealous as hell. I take them out one by one.
Yeah.
Come out. I wake up nice and early. I take them out one by one, 45 minutes, an hour outside with each of them. You hear the rest of them in there barking. I come in, take another one out. Come in, take another one out. Come in, take another one out. Get them to listen to me and get out of here, walk around, stick their nose and everything like that, So
yeah,
I definitely get to know them all. God, I love my dogs.
Right.
I love each and every last one of them. They're my kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of people really don't get that side of things, and especially people that think they're going to get into the breeding game. Then they get a year or two in, they got a bunch of dogs, and all of a sudden they start getting regrets. It's like, well, that's why most breeders will tell you, if you want to get into breeding, just get a couple dogs first and see how it is just living with the dogs and enjoying having them. Because if you can't do that, if the dog frustrates you too much or it just doesn't fit into your lifestyle, then you definitely ain't ready to be a breeder.
Yeah, some people, man, I've been seeing people, man, getting rid of dogs, man, just having a dog for a year or so, 2 years. Oh, I can't leave the dog with anybody, and I can't go to work. They tear everything up. Next thing you know, they giving the dog away, or the dog's in the shelter or something. You know what I mean? Like, don't get the dog, man.
Right. Yeah. First of all, it's a 10 to 15 year commitment for a healthy dog, and then secondly,
Absolutely.
I had another point there, and I forgot what it was. Oh, yeah. Secondly, if somebody's thinking about getting into the dog game and breeding and having multiple dogs, I mean, unless you got somebody that you really trust to go to your house and take care of your dogs while you're gone, you could throw a vacation out the window.
Out the window. Man, so I got this little thing, man. I missed 3 funerals and 2 weddings because of my dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about within the last year.
Yeah, man.
And I'm talking about close family members, close friends. You're not coming. You're supposed to be in the wedding party. Nah, can't make it. The dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, dude, my ex wanted to rip my head off. We got to take a vacation. I'm like, well, we went to the Bahamas once when we only had the little pit bull bitch Millie and my Rottweiler, and we boarded them at a boarding facility, but I didn't like it, We came back, the dogs lost a lot of weight. I just didn't, and then I started getting more dogs, and I just didn't trust people to board my dogs like that, And so she got frustrated a time or two when we were talking about vacation. I'm like, I just don't see it happening. Like, I don't trust nobody, especially with the boar bull. I'm like, I don't trust nobody to come to the house and feed him.
No.
And he's not going to trust him either. He's going to try to kill him. And that's the thing, too. Even if it was like a friend of ours that he might know and have been social with, if we're not there and they try to come into the house and feed him, he would have tried to kill him.
Yeah, he would.
And I do plan on taking the YouTube channel on the road to visit everybody and redo the interviews and try to do it on film instead of, over the phone. But my 2 dogs are going to be with me because I'm going to be, on the road. I ain't taking a plane. I'm not, you know what I mean? So, but other than that, when you get 3, 4, 5 dogs and even more, vacation just isn't a reality. Staying out, overnight anywhere, it's not in the cards. And a lot of people, I think they see the hype, on the internet, how cool it is to be a breeder, and they see all the cool graphics and flyers, and, oh man, I want my own kennel, and it's like, yeah, but do you really?
Yeah, well, I'm right now, I'm building the kennel just so I can train one of my younger, my brother, he's my partner. Got 2 brothers, that's my partner. So when I'm not there, one of them are there, or if somebody comes by to feed them, only thing they have to do is feed them, but they're going to be in their own, given area where, there's really no contact, especially with like Brutus and Xena. They'll eat somebody. If you don't know you, they'll eat you.
Is Xena, is that the red bitch?
Yeah, she's that fawn color. Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
She's a maniac. Maniac. Brutus is a maniac. Xena's a 20 times maniac. Freddy Krueger maniac.
Now, are you including her in the Blackpowder program as well?
Well, I'm going to bring her to one of the red or chocolate males. Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to take from this side, that side, and put them together. Probably off of Brutus's, when I bring father to daughter, I might bring it in also. Okay. But I want 2 sides to it.
Right.
Get that good hybrid vigor in there.
Yeah. I did see one kennel set up, and I can't remember where, but you know, like you said, your brothers, you can obviously your dogs know them, but even still, I seen one kennel set up, and I can't remember where like they pull the pin outside of the kennel, and the bull swivels around, so that they don't even have to open the kennel to grab the bowl to feed the dog. It was pretty neat. It was like a door that held the bowl on the inside, but you pull a pin and you push it like a swivel, and the bowl turns and comes to the outside. That might be a good option.
My idea was, you know, how they have the prison, how they show on the prison movie, they slide the pan underneath. I'm going to have a attached bowl to the gate. So all you have to do is pull it. You pull the pan out. You can take the pan out, wash it, and then you put it back in. It's called lock in. You push it back in. When they're done, you pull it out, lock it up, and that's it. Oh,
that's another idea.
Yeah, I have it all set up because, like I said, I don't want nobody to get mauled, and plus I have usually everything I do is going to be a hunting trip anyways. So I'm either going to be taking out Patterdale or the pit bulls going somewhere. I got invited to go out to Utah this spring on, they got those giant jackrabbits and things out there.
Yeah.
And so I've been invited to bring my Patterdales out this spring to go to Utah to hunt with some Salukis, some greyhounds, you know.
Oh, nice. What are those jackrabbits weighing?
I think upwards of 20 pounds, 15, 20 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're huge. My boy Paul, he lives over in Savannah. He has the greyhounds, staghounds, Saluki mixes. Mm-hmm. And he invited me to come on out to Utah. So if things go right, I might be able to make it out there. If my brother's down here, my brother's up north. But I might be able to make it out there.
Oh, that would be the move.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I would definitely enjoy that. He just bought, I think, a Cocker Spaniel or a Springer Spaniel, either one, to flush out the jackrabbits for the greyhounds.
Well, shit, man. I guess that about wraps it up. I just wanted to get you on again so people can see what you got going on.
Yeah, definitely these Blackpowder Terriers. You know, I wanted, like I said, trying to recreate that Northumberland. We're looking at that. We wanted the biggest stature. We wanted the heavier bone structure. You know, I know it's about Patterdales are digging dogs, but like I said, down here there's not a lot of digging to do. We have a lot of hard clay ground, rocky ground. Mm-hmm. You know, and most of the game of any size is probably going to be roaming around on top of the ground, not underneath. You know. Mm-hmm. Night hunting out here, you know. Only thing that's really underground is like armadillos and stuff like that. Raccoons are out in the open.
Right.
You know,
so
there's coyotes down here. There's wild dogs down here. You know what I mean? So I want something that's not going to be a snack.
So that's your main reason for going father to daughter. You need more of the pit bull because there's not really much digging to do.